Yo, Thought Warriors. What is up? Higher Learning is on. It is Ivan Lathan Jr.
And it's me, Rachel and Lindsay.
Rachel, what's up?
I'm good, man.
Rachel, do you know who Jalen Daniels is?
No.
Do you know who Josh Williams is?
It's a very common name.
Do you know who Harold Perkins is? Do you know who Mason Taylor is? Do you know who Will Campbell is? Do you know who Emory Jones is? Do you know who Michael Baskerville is? Do you know who Ali Gay is? Do you know who Jared Bernard Converse is? Do you know? Hold on, quickly. Do you know who Joe Fouché is? Do you know?
As soon as you said Emory Jones,
Keyshawn Butte is? Do you know who Cole Taylor is? Do you know who mother fucking Damian Ramos is? You know who Makai Garner is?
by the end of the season,
Wingo.
by the end of the season,
Do
I'm
you
going to
know
be able to name
Wingo?
everybody. Go ahead, man.
You ever heard of Jaqueline Roy?
Go ahead, man.
You ever heard of BJ Ojolari? Calling the plays up in the booth. Matt House calling the offense. Dembrock. You ever heard of them? Donnie, give me the growl, Donnie. Donnie, give me the growl.
It's not used for this.
Donnie, give me the growl. This is for this one podcast. It's gonna be a tiger growl. All right, it's only one podcast, but it's gonna be a tiger growl. Donnie, give it to me.
What is that?
That's the growl. That's LSU. That's Mike the Tiger. I know you saw it. After the season of hell last year, as it sits the number 7 team in the country. Oh, I'm a baby. The number 7 team in the country. First place in the SEC West, the SEC West. Remember Sheck West?
We're in the
calling.
Like my name is Mo.
Number 1 in the SEC West. The fucking LSU Fighting Tigers. Shout out to everybody back there making it happen. You feel how about LSU? Be honest.
I'm going to be very honest with you.
Be very honest.
I'm very excited.
Jesus Christ.
Did you expect me to say something different?
I expected you to hate.
No. I like to
hate.
see Alabama go down. And it's a good game.
It's a great game.
Okay? I wasn't there to watch it. I followed it along on my phone.
Yeah.
I didn't see everything. I was at a rave.
Yeah. You had a rave. You
I
had a rave?
Well,
Wait. So are you telling me that you were at a rave so you missed John Emery Jr.? You had a rave so you missed Armani Goodwin? You're at a rave, so you're telling me you did not see Brian Thomas Jr. That's what you're trying to tell me.
I did not. I followed the score on my phone. Yeah, I went to a little drinks, and I ended up at a festival
you missed out on seeing Kyrie Lacey.
Okay, yes. But I'm excited for y'all. I like to see Alabama go down. I'm excited for you. I knew you would be thrilled. People are messaging me. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for Van to talk about LSU on the podcast. Okay, whatever. Have your moment. Let me give you your moment.
Special teams coach. Special teams has been great. Shout out to Coach Polian. Special teams has been great recently. Let's keep getting better. Team keeps getting better. Chugging on the way. Here comes LSU. We chugging on the way. Here comes LSU. Them Tigers. Them Tigers. Come on. Them Tigers. Them Tigers go. Them Tigers go. Say, come on, LSU. We chugging on the way. We just getting better. Young guys are stepping up. You know what I'm saying? They're stepping up.
Okay,
They're stepping up. Garrett Nussmeier didn't win the job, but you know what he's doing? Doing a good job being a great teammate. So is Walker Howard. We got some big time commits coming in too. You know what I mean? I'm telling you right now.
What? Are you going to predict 2023?
I'm not going to predict anything. This is what I'm talking. I'm living in the now.
Okay?
Because this is what happens. Overtime. Bryce Young. He goes to that other school. They score.
Okay.
I'm like, oh shit, they're doing it again. Screen pass to TJ Yeldon. All kinds of things have gone wrong in the LSU. We haven't beaten them at home since 2010.
Wow.
Since 2010, I had hair then. We score. Sprint right option. Jaden Daniels rolls out. Mason Taylor. The wee baby, 18 years old, son of Jason Taylor, nephew of Joy Taylor. Shout out Joy. Boom. Hits him. 2-point conversion. We win. I made Bozeman wear the helmet.
You have a picture?
I have a video.
Oh, poor Bozeman.
I made Bozeman wear the helmet.
Poor Bozeman. Can I just say, in not as exciting news, Texas also won and upset Kansas State, and we bumped up to 18. Yay! Hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns.
Shout out Texas for beating Kansas State. No, I can't hate on that because Texas is having a great season. I mean, it's not.
If we had had
Quinn Ewers,
yes, the entire season, we would definitely probably be like 8-1.
Yeah. What's the record? They're 6-3.
We're 6-3. We'd be 8-1 for sure.
Yeah, they're 6-3. So they got a big one Saturday. It's a big opportunity for Texas. TCU, Texas Christian University.
What is TCU? TCU's 4.
LaDainian Tomlinson's alma mater, the Horned Frogs. A frog with a horn on his head. He's got to go up against a Longhorn.
Where is that game?
The game is in Austin. You should go to the game.
I should go to the game.
You should go to the game.
Actually, I got to go to Vegas and interview your friend.
Who?
Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel? Let me tell you something.
Maybe I can make it after.
You should leave. No, you can't. How you going to make it after?
Because the interview's Friday.
So then you can go. If you love Texas, you'll go.
Don't do me like that. I got to make sure I got my ticket hookup.
Yeah. How was your weekend otherwise? Did you what'd you do this weekend? Did you watch Charles Turner or Anthony Bradford?
No, I did not watch them.
Okay.
I think we've made this clear at this point.
Sure.
Okay. I didn't watch them.
Major Burns?
No. You know, Brian's got the vid, the Rona.
Jay Ward? Did Brian see him? I saw a video of Brian looking fucking pathetic.
Kalika showed you. Kalika goes, does Brian know you took this? He knows. He just doesn't know that I'm showing it to everybody.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's the funniest video. Look, if he says it's okay.
He would never say it's okay. But honestly, he probably wouldn't know.
We should be able to put that video up so that they can see.
With the music.
Brian, like Brian. I'm like, yo, man, that's the funniest fucking shit. Why
He's
is he
miserable?
Why is he so down?
Y'all gotta see the video.
Why, like,
because
we should put the video.
Just put it up.
Yeah, like
he'll be fine.
Yeah, like we just we gotta put the video on the.
I'll send it to you, Donnie.
Yeah.
He's feeling better. He's rounded that corner where he's starting to feel better, but he's still testing positive, so he can't leave. So he's just pitiful. Donnie, I'm sitting in now. He's just pitiful, just sitting. Because I'm kind of pitiful too. Because I can't roam in the same way. I can't even be in my bedroom.
Because he's in there. Where do you sleep when
in the
partner,
guest bedroom?
So you sleep in the guest bedroom. You're rich.
Me and the dogs.
Has he been like hanging out outside a lot?
Yeah, getting out, sitting outside. Listen, when I had it, we didn't have the house. So I was stuck in a room by myself. He'll be fine. He's just got to get... It'd be different if we both had it, but like we have to separate. So he's just lonely. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go do this.
Florida won.
Who'd Florida play?
Texas A&M. Not having a great season. Not having a great season. But whatever, we still have to play them, so I respect all opponents.
Shout out to my homie who's a coach on that team.
I'm not going to jinx anyone. Okay, so the big deal of the day is coming up. It's Kyrie Irving.
Are you done?
Yeah. On the other side of this break, we're going to venture back into the putrid waters of mess. So, the Nets have given Kyrie Irving 6 requirements to fulfill before he can return to the team. This is according to Shams. In order to be reinstated by the team, Kyrie must fulfill 6 requirements. Number 1, apologize and condemn the film he promoted. Number 2, make a $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes. Number 3, complete sensitivity training. Number 4, complete anti-Semitism training. Number 5, meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders. Number 6, meet with the team owner, Joe Tsai, to demonstrate an understanding of the situation. Following the indefinite suspension that Kyrie Irving, minimum 5-game suspension, was handed out, he issued a formal apology. Mm-hmm. To all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain. I think we already read this apology.
I don't think we did.
Okay,
I think when we had done it, he had not apologized.
I had not apologized yet. And I apologize. I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic, to the focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in the documentary. I want to clarify any confusion on where I stand fighting against anti-Semitism by apologizing for posting the documentary without context and a factual explanation outlining the specific beliefs in the documentary I agreed with and disagreed with. I had no intentions to disrespect any Jewish cultural history regarding the Holocaust or perpetuate any hate. I am learning from this unfortunate event and hope we can find understanding between us all. I am no different than any other human being. I am a seeker of truth and knowledge, and I know who I am. I'm going to make it a mission right now.
Okay.
This mission is it's going to be something that a lot of our audience might not like. When I looked at that list of things, it pissed me off a little bit.
Okay. Which parts? Is it that the list is too long or are some of the requests too much for you?
So I watched a documentary.
Yes.
Told you guys this. The documentary is putrid. Mm-hmm. Kyrie, in my opinion, reacted in the poorest way he could have, without taking into consideration the weight and the power that his voice holds. He denied that he was even promoting the documentary, all of that stuff.
Right.
However, as a Black American, looking at this list of things that they are making Kyrie Irving do so that he can be reinstated doesn't feel right. And the reason why it doesn't feel right, we'll talk about it a little later, is because I did a little research on some of the times that Black people have been harmed by people's words and what was done and what had to be said in order for people to get back in people's good graces. Kyrie made a mistake. He made an unbelievable mistake. He made a dangerous mistake. But I might be wrong, but I feel like this is OD.
Which parts of it? Because
So I struggle with what the purpose. Okay, so apologize and condemn the film, the money, complete sensitivity training, complete anti-Semitism training, meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders, meet with the team. So this is my thing. What they are trying to do is what it seems like the purpose of this, the Nets. I don't want to say they because that can be misconstrued for a whole bunch of things. What it seems like the purpose for this is to make 100% sure that Kyrie Irving has a complete historical understanding of anti-Semitism, of what it means to be anti-Semitic, of what it means to be harmful in that way, and that any part of that in his makeup and brain is ripped out. Mm-hmm. And then only then will Kyrie Irving be allowed to continue to practice and play basketball, right? That just never happens for Black people. It just never happens. Did Riley Cooper have to do all of this when he actually used a slur? You know what I mean? Like, that just never happens for Black people. You say some racist shit, you say you're sorry, everybody forgives. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't get back to the heights that you got back to, look, I talked about it here. real quick, before we get, I just want to get into this.
Okay.
Donnie, run what Hulk Hogan said in 2012. Run this.
I'm not a double standard type guy. I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, fucking weird. But then when it comes to nice people, you know,
We all are that way.
yeah, but when it comes to nice people, you can't say, I don't give a fuck shit dirty. I'd rather wear underneath the ball, put it on a basketball player to have it. If we're gonna fuck with vendors, let's get a rich one. The kid is a multi-billionaire. Right.
Okay. So that's Hulk Hogan, a hero of my youth, saying, if your daughter's gonna fuck a nigger, hopefully he'll be some 8 foot tall nigger, and actually admitting that he's racist to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan lost his shit with the
WWE.
WWE.
Yeah.
Right. Lasted for a little while. No bullshit. It did. It's gone for a little while. One day, Hulk Hogan was reinstated into the WWE. What work? Hulk Hogan went on TV and he apologized. What work did Hulk Hogan do? And did they make it public, everything that he did? There's more examples of this. There's John Mayer, who said that his dick is a white supremacist. That he's got like Hitler on his dick or something like that, or he's got something on his penis that's how unattractive. No, I want to make sure I don't attribute any Hitler shit to him. He said his dick is a white supremacist. Like he's so unattracted to black women, that he feels like his penis has white supremacist thing. Like just really ugly shit.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on stage, he apologizes, he withdraws from the media for a little while. John Mayer is cool. The reason why this bothers me is a selfish reason, and it's a fucked up reason, and it's a divisive reason, but I'm being honest with you. I feel like people like Michael Richards. Michael Richards did all of the shit that he did.
Mm-hmm.
He apologized. He had a meeting with Jesse Jackson. Michael Richards had friends, like whatever. I'm not saying that these people's careers rebounded back to the points that they were before.
Okay.
But what I'm telling you is the Duck Dynasty people said, Paul Robertson for Duck Dynasty said all kinds of bigoted, hateful shit.
Mm-hmm.
They took the show off for a little while, put the show back on. Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like this list is very long.
Right.
Dog the Bounty Hunter was talking about his daughter dating a black woman or a black woman come around. He was saying, we say the N-word, we say nigger, we do all of this stuff. They made Dog the Bounty Hunter chill out for a little while. They suspended him for a little while. Dog the Bounty Hunter comes back. There was no list of things that he had to do, that he had to fulfill in order to get back. They didn't go so far as to make sure that these people completely had zero. They definitely should have. So when I look at this, I go, and I'm not in any way supportive of what happened with Kyrie Irving. I think it was fucked up, but I look at stuff like this and I just feel like we're too used to getting fucked over to realize that this type of effort is not made for black people when someone runs afoul of us. The narrative on Kanye has completely changed. Kanye is as anti-black as he is anti-Semitic. In my opinion, he is as anti-black as he is anti-Semitic. But nobody even talks about the fact that he wore the White Lives Matter shirt again. Mm-hmm. He wore it to a soccer game. Mm-hmm. Nobody's even talking about that anymore. It seems like a lot of times our cares and our concerns, and look, if you guys are uncomfortable with this conversation, this is the reality. This is the way people feel. They feel like the reason why that it's status quo to kick a nigga in his ass. And so when you do it, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to hit you directly in the hole. And then you move on.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay.
I agree with you and understand every single feeling that you have in what you said. Out of all the examples that you can give me, or that you gave, and maybe there's another one, is there an example of this happening to black people after May 2020?
To black people after May 2020, like what do you mean?
Like you're giving an example of white
Morgan
people.
Wallen.
Yeah.
Morgan Wallen. The country singer that was talking to his friends, dropping the N-word, they like Morgan Wallen.
I'd almost beg that country music is almost it's all white.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that Morgan Wallen didn't have to do stuff. Morgan Wallen had to donate some money. He had to say he was sorry. Did Morgan Wallen have to did he have to go visit the African American History Museum? Did he have to take a course in, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I get you.
It feels a little bit like, and maybe part of this is our fault because maybe we're too accepting after things like this.
That's my second thing. You gave the example of Hulk Hogan. When Hulk Hogan said all those terrible things.
You're right.
You know who took up for him? The Rock.
Right.
Said I know him to be a good guy.
Not just The Rock.
George Foreman.
Virgil.
Several black WWE
Dennis Rodman.
wrestlers.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman. And it goes back to the things that we were saying before on this podcast. We are too forgiving at times. We don't come together as a community and say what we're not going to accept. And then it gives a pass of, well, why are you so upset when The Rock wasn't as offended? They accepted the thing. Hulk Hogan flat out said he's racist. And then he gets on TV and apologizes and says, no, I'm not racist. He was not pushed in that interview enough well, you said this. When did it change for you? You actually admitted out of your own mouth that you're a racist. And then you couple that with Black people taking up for him and excusing his behavior because they believe for him to be a good person. Nobody's doing that. Jewish people aren't doing that for Kyrie.
That's a fair point.
And that's time and time again, we've talked about that on the podcast. We got to hold people accountable. We can't give them a pass because they damn sure aren't going to do that for us. And as you just pointed out time and time again, they haven't.
Man, the next person who fuck up, they gotta do a year at the HBCU. Or I'm not.
Don't do that to the students.
They gotta do, cause bruh, like look. I want to let people know something, man. It's very important. All of this shit is a waste of time. This is a bunch of fucking mumbo jumbo. I don't think that Kyrie Irving watched that documentary. I don't think that
which makes it worse.
And if I agree, and if you watch the documentary, for me, and you have any cultural context to what's going on, it starts off anti-Semitic. There's a difference. Once again, there's a difference between wanting to uncover what you believe the history of Black people or Africans in this world is, and then saying that the reason why that history doesn't exist is because there's one group that's engaged in a conspiracy to keep that history hidden. Those two things are very different. Kyrie Irving fell into the trap. What I'm telling you is when I looked at that, just from years and years of trauma of being a Black man and watching people say, when I tell you some of the stuff that's been said, like Michael Richards threatened violence against the Black community.
Absolutely.
Like violence. If 50 years ago, we'd had you hanging from a tree with a fork in your ass. Dog the Bounty Hunter said, I am a racist. Hulk Hogan said, I am a racist. Mm-hmm. Paula Deen, who they kicked her old ass off the porch, like all of this stuff is like these are people not making mistakes or not doing stuff stupid because they don't have they're having ignorant. These are people saying we are racists in their private moments. Mel Gibson.
Oh Lord.
Mel Gibson said. I just gotta go back real quick. We gotta play this. We gotta play.
Which part?
We gotta play the Mel Gibson.
We've done it. We talked about this.
Have we played it though?
I don't know if we
gotta play it. We have to play, to me, the single most racist statement that's ever been made. Mel Gibson told Oksana, if you get raped by a pack of niggers, it'll be your fault. Mel Gibson was back on. I'm just saying.
No, you are right. Can I say something else it's in the devil's advocate category?
By the way,
as well?
Black people stood by Mel Gibson too. Whoopi Goldberg apologized. Whoopi Goldberg said Mel Gibson was cool.
Yeah.
This might have been.
He ain't cool here. I can't tell you how many times I've turned down interviewing him on Extra. I will not fucking interview him.
What I'm saying is Mel Gibson, hold on. What I'm saying is Mel Gibson might be, what I'm saying is I just want the same standard for proving that people are not racist.
Yes.
To be applied. and I'm not saying that this has this has nothing to do with Jewish people because they need to feel safe.
Sure.
But I'm just saying.
You're speaking from this is yes. You're
from
speaking
a place of hurt is what I'm speaking.
Yes, as a black man, I understand that. Can I just say something else too that I think goes towards because I agree with you. I'm not even gonna say I'm just saying it for the sake of argument's sake. I actually completely agree with you. And I feel that same way. What I think hurts Kyrie in this is multiple times in every example that you gave, and all them people are racist. Okay? You can't change my mind on it. In every example that you gave. The moment they were caught, the moment that they were found out, they didn't double down. Okay? When they said something that was offensive, and please y'all don't think I'm taking up for them. When they say something that was offensive, they gave an apology whether you accepted it or not. Kyrie didn't do that originally.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm just doing a devil's advocate thing. He didn't do that. They talked to him. They asked him to take it down. They asked him to apologize. They questioned him. Do you see how you're hurting the Jewish community? And multiple times he was stubborn and he refused.
No, that's true.
And then they said, okay, so this is what we're going to do. In all of those examples you gave me, nobody else did that.
But I will say this. That's a fair point. But also in all of those examples I gave you, people didn't just say shit. They admitted they were racist. Kyrie Irving in this situation was being called anti-Semitic and he didn't think that he was. What he did and what he promoted was 1,000% anti-Semitic. Right now, if a white boy sends me some shit, if let's say Tommy Alter, let's put Tommy in this. No, I'm just joking. But like if a white guy puts up on his Instagram or his Twitter some Nazi shit, I'm like, yo, that was racist. Or some shit that has Nazi shit in it, I'm like, yo, that was racist. Like, or something that posits in any way that black people are subhuman or that whatever, yo, that was racist. That was racist. So, well, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about whatever they say about this and whatever. I'm saying, no, but this has racist shit in it. I'm like, you know, like they got some David Duke, KKK shit in here. It's racist, right? I think that he was fighting back against being called anti-Semitic because maybe he doesn't feel that he is. What he posted was anti-Semitic. He promoted anti-Semitic shit. What I'm talking about is when someone in their quiet moments just straight up admits.
Absolutely.
And the only time that I feel like people are really held accountable is when like black people have to work up under them. So they got Robert Sarver out of here. They got Donald Sterling out of here. The reason why is because they know that the optics for having a bunch of black guys like play for this dude or these dudes who are doing racist shit doesn't look right. It hurts the league.
Like overseers.
Right. But I don't know. I just thought about it and I started looking up. And by the way, do you know how many N-word scandals there are? Like, do you know how many N-word I said racist shit? I did research and was looking for all of this stuff.
Yeah.
This happens so fucking frequently.
Yeah.
It happens. I actually watched a video. Does the N-word even hurt your career? This happens so frequently. And a lot of times the reason why is, I just gotta be real, there are always people to support and have friends. I'm not just talking about black people. After Mel Gibson got fucked up, Robert Downey Jr. and the rest of his friends were still there with him, and it helps grease them back into it.
Right.
It's just, and now there's all of this animus. Everybody it's like it's split down the middle.
Sure.
Either you stand with Kyrie or you don't. You can't say that what he did was wrong. You can't say that you feel like this is a lot. There's no way to have the conversation. You don't want to hurt people, vulnerable people in another community. At the same time, you see this. For me, you see this imbalanced way in the way these things are being handled, and it's hard to not discuss it.
Yeah. No, I mean, we were talking about this in the group chat even before. Dr. Umar going off and basically attacking black media personalities for anyone who said that Kyrie should be accountable.
It's hysterical.
Was it the belt or was it the him saying lashings?
Dr. Umar is a fucking genius. Play that.
Donnie, play the clip.
Donnie, play that.
It's not. He's like,
Richard Jefferson, I sentence you to 500 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man. Stephen A. Smith, I sentence you to 4,000 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man.
it's okay.
Chris
you can laugh.
Broussard,
It's funny.
Rob Parker, I sentence you both to
funny.
2,500 lashes for conduct unbecoming a black man. Michael Wilbon, you fat, bald-headed, no-neck midget.
Okay,
I
cut
sentence
it
you
off.
to
Michael.
3,000.
Who's also super tall. I was like, have you not seen Michael in person? He's very tall.
Michael Wilbon is tall? Michael Wilbon is tall?
Unless I know
Wait a
I'm very
minute.
short, but he was very tall he was tall to me when I was standing next to him.
Let's see, Michael. You ever met Michael Wilbon? Michael Wilbon.
He's like Stephen A. Smith's height.
Height. He's 6'2".
I told you. I was shocked.
I never in
I
life.
was shocked. That's why when he said that, I'm like, okay, obviously you never been around Michael Wilbon because he's tall. And you have me over here second guessing myself.
Skip Bayless is 5'10". Tony Reale is 6 feet. Tony Kornheiser is 6 feet tall. Okay, they got a little backcourt over at Partner Interruption. They got some New York point guards over there. Not that they're from New York, but look at Michael Wilbon. Why he come at Michael Wilbon like that, man?
Totally didn't need to. But to your point, people are, I don't know if they're afraid, but when people speak out and say, hey, he should be accountable for this, then you got the Umars of the world basically saying that they're not black.
It's okay to say that he's wrong, but it's also okay to say, when people fuck us over, they ain't got to do all of that. And so from that vein, doing all of that seems unfair. And by the way, like when I looked at all of this stuff, I'm not saying that these people didn't do anything. What I'm saying is it was very hard to verify what was done. Hey, we heard that behind the scenes he's been talking with this people, he's been talking with that people. None of those people. You can't tell me that you can go from you can't tell me that you can go from like my daughter can't bring a nigga home and I'm racist to a point. You can't go from that to not racist without doing some sort of work. Like you can't. And the question is, nobody cares if white people like lose their racist beliefs after they've been caught.
I agree. It's extremely frustrating. I hate it that we had to go back down the Hulk Hogan road. And it's even more infuriating that people well, he was never my hero.
I used to love Hulk.
Really?
Oh, come on.
Was that your favorite? I mean, I grew up on wrestling because of my dad, but we were more WCWs.
Yeah.
WCWs, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Sting. We love Sting. We love Ric Flair.
So my all-time favorite wrestler was Ric Flair, right?
Of course. My dad liked Dusty Rhodes.
Ric Flair,
That's
Lex
probably his
Luger. You know what I'm saying? Those were the guys. Those are my guys. But if you are a child, I'm a little older than you, but if you were a child, I am a real American. What you gonna do? Like it was fucking Hulk Hogan, bro. It was like he slammed Andre the Giant, and he hates niggas. Like, do you understand how whack it is? Like, bruh, do you understand how fucking whack it is? One day Hulk Hogan is and the next day it's like, what you gonna do, nigger, when Hulk Hogan catches you in a sundown town? It's like that was very difficult for me.
I would be upset too if that happened to one of my heroes. I'm trying to think of the equivalent. Person.
But it's mad niggas. It's Mel. It's whatever, man. All right.
Y'all got to stop making excuses for them.
All right. Biden. Biden fights to stop midterms defeat as Republicans poised for sweeping gains. I've been looking at all of the polling. It's not looking great, Rach.
I don't want to. I'm not even going to lie. I know the articles are out there. I knew we were going to talk about this. I don't want to know. I'll just deal with it tomorrow or today as this podcast comes out. I'll deal with it on November 8th. I don't want to look at the polls.
Do you know how you know it's dire?
Why?
Because they brought Obama out.
You're right. You're right. They're desperate.
They brought Obama out. Obama is like the Democrats' co-signer. They only use him like they really need him. Like when you really need a car and you're like, damn, I don't want to ask somebody because, I've been living off them, but then you got to get a co-signer. Obama is the co-signer for the Democrats. It's like he gives them some credit with a lot of people that don't fuck with them.
Listen, they're saying we lost the House. Do you think we're going to lose the Senate too? Based on what your research from the polls.
So, I don't think so.
Oh.
But there are some races that are in a dead heat that I didn't expect to be in a dead heat.
Okay, which ones?
Warnock and Walker
that doesn't shock me.
Fucking tied.
That doesn't shock me.
Warnock and Walker are fucking tied. Georgia, please. I'm begging Georgia. Look, Georgia, I be fucking with y'all sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I be fucking with Georgia. I go to Atlanta. I'm a Saints fan, It's 28-3, the whole 9. It's whatever. Sometimes my Atlanta people get mad at me. I go to Atlanta. I eat wings. I've had better wings. I fuck with Atlanta. I've had better wings. Is
that what they're known for?
It's not that they're known for them. It's just that Atlanta is the wingiest place I've ever been to.
Really?
You can't go, I'm with my people in Atlanta. It's like, what we doing tonight? What we eating? Man, we go over here, the spot got good wings. I'm like, no, nigga. What can y'all feed me that y'all are known for? Atlanta's got great food. But I'm just saying, please, Donnie, we got to cut this right here early. I'm begging Georgia. If you weren't thinking about voting before, you're like, damn, I don't want to vote. Man, please don't let the notorious CTE take over y'all fucking state. Please, man. Don't let Run CTE have your goddamn fucking Senate seat.
It's not even funny. Listen, most people probably have voted, but if you haven't voted and you plan on waiting in line, there's a lot of trickery that's supposed to be going on. People on the other side are talking about flooding the lines when they think people of color. My mom was telling me about this. When they think people of color are going to be in the lines voting, they're going to flood the lines so the lines are so long so people won't feel like waiting. They're supposed to let everybody who's in line by whatever the cutoff time is, 7 o'clock, some places it's 8 o'clock. They're supposed to let you vote even if you're in line at that point and the line is long. But they're talking about all type of tricks up their sleeves to discourage people of color to not vote. You guys, you've got to be vigilant. You've got to vote. You have to. See, what did you say? Notorious?
The notorious CTE.
You've got to.
So there are some promising signs.
For Georgia or
just
period?
All over. Some of the polling doesn't look great, but the early voting numbers have been so good that leads some to believe that favors the Democrats. I know people that still think the Democrats will maintain the House.
Okay.
I think that's fucking impossible.
Okay.
The Senate is much more likely. And if the Republicans do control the House, it's going to be a shit show for a while. Mm-hmm. And it puts the legitimacy of the 2024 presidential election in jeopardy. Speaking of that, Ron DeSantis. Precarious situation for Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis is the best chance at a Republican civil war that there is. Mm-hmm. There are some in the Republican Party that are looking to move on from Donald Trump.
Some, or you think a lot?
Here's the thing. There can't be that many because too many are still connected to him. But I think that there's a very powerful minority of Republicans who are looking to exit the Donald Trump business.
Toward DeSantis.
DeSantis is their best shot.
Absolutely.
I don't think DeSantis can win. I don't know. I don't think he can win a primary against Donald Trump. I don't think anyone can. But I think he can bust him up a little bit. At this point, you want to weaken Donald Trump. And you're hoping that going forward, that there's going to be some sort of indictment, which should happen, or something that takes the steam out of Donald Trump. Because if we do not end Trumpism, if we don't end fanatical far-right influence in American politics, it's over.
Are we for sure that Trump is running?
He hinted at something at a rally just recently. He is going to run. He's going to announce it probably, like, people are thinking like the 14th or the 15th.
And what about DeSantis? I mean, he was
less
asked,
clear.
He was asked recently and kind of alluded that he will be run. Like, he's not going to be governor in the governor's seat. Yeah,
that's less clear, but I think that he'll run. I know that some other contenders are out. Mike Pence is probably in. Liz Cheney is probably in. I know that Tom Cotton is out. Mike Pence. Mike Pence is...
I think you're underestimating DeSantis. The amount of money that he's been able to raise in Florida alone.
He can raise money.
I'm just saying. He's got a lot of support. People are really behind him.
There's never been one candidate...
And he literally says everything Trump is saying.
There's never been one candidate ever. Like when Trump dubbed Ron DeSantis... Ron the Sanctimonious or whatever, Sanctimonious, like that right there is that's the kiss of death. There's never been one candidate that's had this much influence over a political party as Donald Trump.
Sure, I'm not denying that. I just think that maybe more people are disenchanted with him and have put their eyes on.
You might be right.
To Satan.
I want to talk about Tiffany Cross real quick. Did you see this story?
Yeah.
Tiffany Cross, the Cross Connection has been canceled. What were your first thoughts?
Why? I didn't know. I guess I more so have a question for you because I saw it and I was like, I didn't know the story behind it. I didn't know the Tucker Carlson of it all until I started really looking into it. But my first thought was, doesn't a Black woman run MSNBC? How did this happen under a Black woman's watch? That was my first thought. When I know, and I don't watch her show all the time, but I know the Cross Connection is a very successful show on the weekend. So I thought, how did this happen? You know, she's a strong voice, very smart, a lot of people support her, very connected, and a Black woman's running the network. How did this happen? That was my first thought.
I don't know. I don't know why they did Tiffany like this. She said she was surprised and disheartened, should I say, to learn about the decision. It was very surprising to me. It's very surprising to everyone, especially with things gearing up for the midterms. She was on Charlamagne's show, hell of a week,
I saw.
Where she said that Florida was the dick of the country.
I saw.
Which is hysterical and something I never thought of before. But having said that, it's another example of, to me, a standard of if her show is being canceled because she's fighting with Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly about whatever, that's what she's supposed to be doing.
Correct.
Shows like the Cross Connection are supposed to act as a counterbalance to the continuous lies being told and the misrepresentation and the false framing that go on places like Fox, Tucker Carlson, and places like, whatever the fuck Megyn Kelly's doing. So to me, if they don't like her, if Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly don't like Tiffany Cross, then she's doing her job because they're pushing white replacement theory.
Right.
They're pushing conspiracies. Jason Whitlock was on Tucker Carlson's show pushing this conspiracy about Paul Pelosi and what happened at their home. Like, to me, all of that stuff, so whatever. So Tiffany's very talented. I know she'll bounce back, but I think that MSNBC deserves, I know that they've said some stuff, but I think we need to know a little bit more.
I think we need an explanation because here's the thing. It's not like she just popped up on the scene. You've known who she is.
Yeah.
She's always been the same person. She was a frequent guest on Joy Reid's show. So, and you were choosing between her and other people who was going to get that spot. And you chose her. And she's been in that spot for 2 years. So it's not like you haven't known who she is. So to all of a sudden cut that off, and as you pointed out, it's such a pivotal time, to me, they seem to be sending a message, whether we ever get them to admit that or not. So that's, to me, what's more She's always been this person, which is why she got that show.
You sent me a picture. I want to ask you about it.
I thought I was like, oh yeah, me and Tommy.
No.
I ran into Tommy twice while I was in New York.
You sent me a picture of Reverend T.D. Jakes hosting Governor Greg Abbott at the Potter's Place. At least that's where it looked like it was happening.
Potter's house.
Is it Potter's Place or the Potter's house?
Potter's house.
Do you think Potter's Place sounds better? Potter's house? Because God is the potter, right?
Yeah, but the Potter's house is
But why
better.
is it?
You want to do it for alliteration, but
Is it Potter's Place? Is like
it's like
come on,
Peyton's
man.
place.
That's like that works. So it's Potter because God makes pots out of people. Like I mean, he doesn't make pots out of people, but he crafts
Like
us.
clay, yeah,
Where the
yeah,
clay is
yeah,
Potter's
yeah,
house.
yeah.
You have a problem with this?
Well, I'm not the biggest T.D. Jakes fan.
You don't like T.D. Jakes
before. I've stated this before.
Right.
I went to his church, visited when I was looking at church homes, trying to find a new church home, and wasn't impressed.
Don't like T.D. Jakes.
A little too much for me. But to have Greg Abbott roll into your church, knowing what Greg Abbott stands for.
When you say roll in, that's not being ableist, are you?
No, to have him come into the church, knowing what he stands for, knowing what he represents, knowing that he doesn't stand for us, to me is a huge problem and says everything that you need to know about T.D. Jakes because it's to me, it's not abnormal for pastors to bring politicians into their church. Back when I was going to church in Dallas, all the time you would see politicians come in who were running for office, but they usually represented what the people of the congregation look like. Greg Abbott doesn't stand for anything that represents Black people. He is totally against us. So for you to take pictures with him, and he's triggered, when I see him, I'm triggered by him. So for you to have him come to your church, for him to, usually they don't speak, but you'll just say, oh, Governor Abbott is running for office, blah, 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 blah. Has Beto come?
He did.
That's where it should have ended.
Beto.
That's where it should have ended.
Beto made a stop at the Potter's house.
This isn't an opportunity for you to be bipartisan because of
you
what Greg Abbott stands for.
You asked the question.
And that's great.
And Beto did go there.
And it should have ended there. It should have ended there.
So there says here, I'm reading this, there's a distinct work relationship between T.D. Jakes and Governor Abbott. 2016, Governor Abbott appointed Faith Johnson as the Dallas County District Attorney. He said Faith has proven herself, blah, 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 blah. At the time, Faith Johnson was a board member and a secretary at the Potter's house. So she was a board member and a secretary at the Potter's house. Governor Abbott appointed her as the Dallas County District Attorney. So these guys obviously have some sort of tie in the past. There seems to be at least some inclination here that maybe T.D. Jakes likes Greg Abbott a little bit.
He does.
How do you know? He had Beto there too. I'm just like, you can't. Beto went to the Potter's house on October 23rd.
I would love to know if the other big Black churches had Greg Abbott as well. Did IBOC have him? Did Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship have him? Did Concord Church have him come? These are big. This is the corn. They're all in a 5-mile radius of one another. And I'd be very curious if they too allowed him to come.
It's funny? It's funny that you said big Black churches. It's BBC.
Come on now. So we see where your mind went.
Texas got a lot of BBC, huh? That's crazy how Greg Abbott decided he needed every single BBC. He went for the biggest of the BBCs.
I'm going to text Mr. Carter.
Leave that man alone. Big Black churches. That's so illicit. It's explicit.
Oh, by the way, everybody's welcome.
Give me that.
Everybody's welcome to the church.
Greg Abbott,
Majority Black.
Greg Abbott calls up T.D. Jakes. T.D., how you doing? How you doing, Greg? T.D., I need that big Black church of yours. Let me get some of that big Black church. The other big Black churches I should go to? Governor Abbott, you should go to them all. We heathen. These big black churches need you, Greg. So fucking funny. Big black church. All of this shit is so dumb.
Which part?
Like, it's just.
I shouldn't feel that way.
I agree with you. It's your state. You know what I'm saying? Like I agree with you. I'm saying there are people who say, I mean, this is what I would say. The church is an opportunity, and it is. When TD Jakes is up there in front of his church giving a sermon, he's making clear choices about the message that he wants to impart upon them. The vessel that he is God's word is eternal, but he is the vessel, and his vesseling is what people come there for. So, those choices are made in all kinds of things, not just in what you say in the pulpit and what the church chooses to support and what the church chooses to fund and the initiatives that the church chooses to interact, to engage with the community and who they would come have there to speak. So if he's both sides in it, I can't have a problem with that if he's bringing both political parties up there to stump, but I will just wonder what TD Jakes I will wonder what his beliefs are. And I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking about that. Did you listen to Drake's new album?
Nope.
Her Loss. Why didn't you listen to it?
I just haven't found my way to doing that at the moment.
Did you let some of the discussion around specific lyrics on this show, on that album, maybe not have you listened to it?
It did make me want to rush to listen to it. I'm not saying that I won't. I have enjoyed the social media memes and videos that I've been watching in relation to the album. Right. But I have not pressed play.
So there's a song on the album called Circo Loco, where a lot of people think that Drake was reacting and giving his commentary, his opinion on Meg Thee Stallion and Torey. The lyric goes, "This bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. She don't even get the joke, but she's still smiling." And I just busted just like Drake does. Same kind of rapper.
Yeah, it sounded just like him.
So whatever. So, obviously there's a double entendre there. Bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. Meg is Meg Thee Stallion. He's talking about it.
It's not that deep.
I'm just making sure people know. He's lying about getting ass shots, but she's still a stallion. Double entendre. She don't even get the joke, but she's still smiling. Basically, the way I listen to that and read that is that Drake thinks that Meg Thee Stallion is lying.
Absolutely.
And I know that Lil Yachty jumped into the phrase. It's always good to hear from him. Donnie, play the video of Lil Yachty.
I was addressing his line because I know he's not going to address it. So, because I just know Drake. So, this bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion, has nothing to do with Megan. It's about women lying about their butt shots. Like saying her ass is real when it's fake.
You know what?
Oh.
Yeah, it's good. You know what I love? I love Yachty for that.
Why?
For Yachty to think that we're that stupid just shows me how much he loves Drake. You know what I'm saying? For Yachty to think that we're that dumb to where we didn't get that, you really got to be, I know, Yachty contributed to the album as well. You really got to be in your man's corner to think that you're going to pull that one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the equivalent of, man, he don't even like her. They just went to high school together, man. Don't even look. I know she over there sucking his dick, but that's just the way they say, hey, girl, he ain't doing nothing. Like, the kind of lies you tell for your homie. Man, she don't even like her. What? Yeah, she giving him a hand job or whatever. Who cares? Like, she from Germany, and that's how they greet each other. Come on, Yachty. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Like,
it's always good to hear from him.
It's always hilarious. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Come on, Yachty. Like, come on, bro.
Do you think we'll ever get Drake to respond to this?
He already said what he said. Look, the thing is how do you feel about that bar being in the song?
He knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, you called it a double entendre. Entendre.
Yeah.
Entendre.
Double entendre. Whatever.
Entendre.
Yeah.
You called it a double entendre for a reason. It's open to two interpretations.
Yeah.
So you know exactly what you're doing. It's not one thing.
Do you think that there's a possibility that Drake is? Does it change your opinion of Drake at all?
Well, I think it's disgusting that he did that. So, and it's like low-hanging fruit almost. You could have done it. You could have done a completely different bar. You know, like you're better than that. And I think you wanted a reaction out of people, but I think you also wanted to let maybe some people know where you stand on the matter. Because if you really had Megan's back, you wouldn't have even come that close to that. You wouldn't have touched it.
A lot of people are saying that Drake only dissed ladies on this album.
I haven't heard the whole thing, but didn't he diss Serena Williams' husband?
Called him a groupie.
So, and then I saw somebody put together, they said, oh, you're going to call him a groupie? And they put together all these different shots of Drake being a groupie over the years.
Being a groupie, he's hanging out with his friends.
In the stands?
You can't hang out, you can't go to your friend's basketball game in the locker room.
I'm going to send you what I saw.
He's going to his friends' games, man.
Okay, Yachty.
It's always good to hear from Yachty. Sad news, Aaron Carter passed away.
Yeah.
If people don't know, Aaron Carter had really been struggling with substance abuse and various other demons recently in his life. Aaron Carter obviously had his own pop career. He's the brother of Nick Carter. He was found unresponsive in his Lancaster home, 11 a.m. This continues in a long line of child stars who had problems adjusting to life after they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
When you heard about the death of Aaron Carter, what did you think?
It's sad. I mean, anybody,
34 years old.
34 years old, a new father, a young son. Anybody who's been following along knows that he has struggled with addiction, mental health, been very open about it, been very public about it. But I think that when you hadn't heard from him in a while, I think in general, when I haven't heard from people in a while who've been very public about their struggles, I like to think that they're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I would have thought about him. So to see that he passed away in that way, to show that he couldn't beat those demons, that he didn't get over it, that he was still struggling all the way through, it really is sad. And like you pointed out, he's not alone. Mm-hmm. And then it just makes you question, too, child stars and this industry and what it does to them. I mean, simultaneously, you've got Selena Gomez's documentary that's out, My Mind and Me, where she opens up about a lot of the struggles that she's had, that she continues to fight, not just with mental health, with her bipolar disorder, with her autoimmune disorder, being a Disney star, trying to fight that kind of thing. And those are similar things that, I'm not saying that he necessarily was bipolar, but the depression, the fighting the child stardom, the I think always striving to have that same level of stardom that you did and carry that into adult and have that transition is really seems to be hard for child stars. So it's really upsetting.
I think for me personally, I look at child stars, there's a couple of things that's unnatural about having that much fame when you're a kid. One is that you become the focal point of your family. And children aren't meant to be the focal point of a family. They're mean not in that way. They're meant to be the focal part of a family's love, of their care, but not of their economic solvency.
Yeah.
Your kid is not meant to be the reason why you make money. Because, in my opinion, there are probably certain compromises that you have to make. And I'm not speaking for all situations. I know a lot of well-adjusted child star people. There are probably decisions that you have to make, while you're parenting that take into consideration the fact that this kid is actually the reason why you get to drive your car and live in your house and all of that type of stuff. And that's probably not easy. Also, when your brain is forming like that and you don't have good safeguards against things that you might be seeing or experiences that you might be having when you're going to certain parties or you're around certain people, I don't think your view of the world or society, I don't think it develops in a very natural way unless you have parents that are insanely dedicated to maintaining that for you. We see that happens.
Sure.
We see kids all the time that do just great. You know what I mean? That do fine. But I do think this makes me wonder about, guys like Orlando Brown.
That's exactly who I was thinking of too.
People that really need help and probably need a little extra care at what's going to happen. But I was just sad, man. Aaron Carter always seemed like, back in those days, later on he was kind of all over the place. But back in those days, he seemed like just a cool kid who wanted to have fun, man. He beat Shaq.
But that's the thing too. They don't get to really be kids. When they have that level of responsibility on their back, and sometimes, I'm sure not all the time, but sometimes have that pressure from their parents to continue in that way, they never really get to do the simple things that we get to do as kids.
2 sports stories I want to get to real quick. All right.
They hired Jeff Saturday?
Yeah.
I just saw he got fired. I didn't know Jeff got hired.
You know Jeff Saturday?
Well, when I was doing radio at ESPN,
he was an offensive lineman. You want to know something crazy about offensive linemen?
Yeah, I just always remember seeing Saturday on the back end.
You guys know this about offensive linemen? Offensive linemen are reverse NBA players. I'll tell you why. NBA players, when they're done, fat. Puff, puff, puff. Suits get big. You're like, God damn. You look, you're like, you used to be a 2-guard. Now, you look like you should be an offensive lineman. Offensive lineman, other way. Jeff Saturday, Alan Faneca, Mark Schlereth, those guys go, hey, I'm not fucking staying this way for the rest of my career. They lose weight. This is something that I've seen. They get that weight off. Joe Thomas, you guys have seen Joe Thomas?
Doesn't he do a bunch of commercials?
Joe Thomas, these guys, they lose weight, man. They lose weight. They get the weight off.
Not everybody.
NBA players, a lot of times they like, look, we ain't got no more cardio. You know what I'm saying? It's different. They're reverse NBA players.
What about Damian Woody?
Damian Woody was not an offensive lineman.
Okay.
I think that Damian Woody, somebody looked this up, but he was a defensive lineman, right?
He was. He played for the Lions.
Defensive
He
lineman.
was an offensive?
He was all lineman.
Was
Thank
he?
you. Thank you.
Let me see. Damian Woody. That's different though. He looked like
okay.
he looked like he got bad feet. But he did lose weight though. I'm looking at him right now. So look, Damian Woody, God damn Damian Woody, 6'3", 327. Damian Woody has definitely lost weight since he was playing. Look at him. He definitely looks trimmed
He does
down.
not look like that right now.
Damian Woody
does not look like that.
definitely
You're
lost
gonna
weight
pull
from
out
when
the
he was
smallest
playing.
picture.
It
He
says
doesn't
right
look
here,
like that right
Damian
now.
but
He doesn't look like that.
But the point is that he lost weight. Look, Damian Woody has lost a ton of weight. This is the
What year is that? What
Hold
year
on
is
for
that?
a second. This is 2014. But wait. This does this not just go to prove my theory is right though?
He just can't be wrong.
Look, like Damian Woody lost. Oh, he went on the Biggest Loser.
Oh wow.
Damian Woody. So he lost mad weight. He's just like me. We rebounded. We lost weight, but then we missed our titties. Okay. So, Jeff Saturday got the job. Frank Reich has been fired in Indianapolis. Indianapolis has the weirdest franchise ever. It's like the weirdest franchise ever. Since they lost Andrew Luck, it's just been a bunch of fucking weirdness. They have obviously a great back in Jonathan Taylor, but they didn't had all kinds of motherfuckers at quarterback since then. They had fucking Matt Ryan. All used to be. They had Matt Ryan. I think they had Jacoby Brissett. I think they fucking had.
Did they have Carson?
They had Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
They're gonna put somebody weird back. Kyle Bowler is probably gonna come play. But Frank Reich was fired. It seems like now Irsay really wants to win, and they hired Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday, who was a great Colt for a long time, and is on the staff of the Colts, if I'm correct. Here's the thing. He has had almost no coaching experience outside of a brief stint as a high school head coach. Wait,
he's not on the staff?
He's not on the staff.
He's just an ESPN commentator.
Okay, so wait a second. So this is funny. This is how much it sucks to be a nigga. So Jeff Saturday, as I understand it, I thought he was some kind of way involved with the team. Is he not?
I just thought he was just a legend for the team.
Donnie?
He's an advisor.
He's an advisor.
Nothing.
He's an advisor.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And so he has almost no head coaching experience. He coached a little bit of high school ball at a small Christian academy in suburban Georgia. And so the Rooney Rule, which is, of course, the rule that demands that you insult a black man by interviewing him for a job that he's not going to get. That doesn't even apply to an interim head coach during the season. It does apply after the conclusion of the team's season. I want to just make sure everyone knows that's going to be mad, right? The NFL won. They don't give a fuck. The NFL hired Cliff Kingsbury after Cliff Kingsbury couldn't win with Patrick Mahomes in college.
Right.
If you have one player like Patrick Mahomes in college, and it doesn't matter what the college is. Do motherfuckers remember Steve McNair at Alcorn? Steve McNair at Alcorn was like Black Superman. There was nothing that could be done.
Sure.
Like, I wanted to find him after the game and push him down so he just had a high ankle sprain. He was that good. He had Patrick Mahomes, couldn't win. Failed up all the way till he got a chance, right? Just got a job in Arizona because he reminded people of Sean McVay.
Not
he got
a job.
The head coaching job. Because he reminded
job.
people of Sean McVay. They hired him. And it's not going that well. Middling results. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Saturday coached a little high school ball, basically played a couple of games at Tecmo Super Bowl, and they gave him the head coaching job. The NFL doesn't give a fuck anymore. The NFL won. There was a chance, guys. The black coaches are mad. There was a chance to bring the NFL around and have a racial reckoning around the NFL. And that chance was blown when we let the NFL get away with what they did to Colin Kaepernick. I'm sorry. There was an opportunity to have a conversation about the racial dynamics in the league.
Sure.
And that opportunity was taken, and now there's absolutely no steam towards addressing some of these things that go on in the league. Todd Bowles fucking suing the NFL right now. Not Todd Bowles.
Brian Flores.
Excuse me, Brian Flores.
I was like, he is?
Gotta take that out.
No, keep it in. That's two sports wins for me. Keep it in.
Brian Flores suing the NFL right now for discrimination.
Yeah.
The NFL has absolutely zero impetus to change the way it works or operates. They're not going to. We had him on a run, and rest in peace, Denny Green. We let him off the hook.
We had him where he was.
We had him, and
play
we
that,
let him
Donnie.
off the hook.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Thanks, Coach.
Oh, to the screen.
They are who we
That's when
thought
I
they
became
were.
a Viking
The
fan.
NFL is who we thought they were.
We let him off the hook.
That was Denny Green with the let him off the hook.
No,
thing,
it's
wasn't it?
Dennis Green for sure.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Defend the NFL. Go ahead.
I'm not going to defend the NFL.
Yes, you will.
You're absolutely right. Because when they could have had their racial reckoning, as you said, it was the opportunity to address rules that were allegedly supposed to benefit us that never have.
Yeah.
The Rooney Rule should have stopped existing during that time. It does not benefit us. It's, as Brian Flores' case has shown, even though this was after the racial reckoning, Brian Flores' case outright shows it, and he has the proof of how they did him, of what happened with the New England Patriots job. absolutely agree with you. I don't know why you think that I'm going to stand here and defend the NFL. And that's why you heard me. I don't know if this is going to get cut out, but as you were leading into this story, I'm reading this in real time. All I knew is that Frank Reich was not the coach anymore. I had no idea Jeff Saturday was hired, and you saw my shock because I know he doesn't have the coaching experience. So here, this is outright. We just gonna choose who we want to. Out white. Who we're gonna
that's so
choose
funny.
who we want to.
Yeah, they should be able to. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Yes, they should be able to choose who they want to, but it should also be about experience and who's worthy of the job.
And with these situations, this is so egregious. This is
bad.
This is like
and I like
bad.
Jeff Saturday.
This is bad. This is egregious. The NFL is crazy. I'm telling you, watch them give like Adam Sandler a head coaching job. Just don't give a fuck. You know, it's funny to me. This next story. Well, first of all, I want to address the Chloe thing. Did you see how people were going crazy when we had Chloe on the podcast?
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Like a lot of Chloe fans out there.
There's a lot of Chloe fans out there. The only reason why I say it's sad is because you niggas are pathetic. You niggas really are pathetic, man. Chloe, here's the thing. Chloe gave you nothing. Chloe popped on for maybe 10 seconds.
Maybe.
Like Chloe gave you nothing. You know what I mean? Like it was just, hey, and literally that 10 seconds and people went nuts.
I had to think about it for a second. I was like, did we have a guest in named Chloe? Did I miss something?
Nah.
And then I thought, no, it's Chloe the intern.
Chloe popped on.
10 seconds.
And that was it. People were sharing her socials. And people were hitting me up like, man, who's Chloe? Like, blah, blah, blah. Well, Chloe got to be like, what, 17 years old or something?
Right around that age. Y'all embodied soulless jackal.
How old is she?
Is she of age?
How old is Chloe?
23.
Oh, she's on the recording right now?
She's in the room.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, Chloe's here. Oh, Chloe, come here.
Oh, shit.
Chloe, come here. Chloe, come here.
Chloe, I wondered, did Chloe know that this was
Chloe
going down?
know that this was going on? Chloe,
you
come here.
guys
Chloe got to come in the room.
never have embodied soulless jackals like you did with your thirst for Chloe.
I was so disgusted. And
then here we are giving them what they want.
Nah, we got to give the people what they want. Chloe, come here real quick.
I had no idea this was.
Were you aware of this, Chloe?
Chloe, jump on. Yeah. This is now the Chloe and Rachel show. Chloe, come sit over. So, Chloe, tell everybody on the podcast a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm just an intern. So I'm glad everyone enjoyed my 10 seconds of stardom, but that's about it.
There are a lot of fans out there. Basically, Chloe said, calm the fuck down.
Hold on for a second. Just want to make sure, Chloe, that's not going to be good enough, what you just did.
You need more?
They do.
They need a little bit more. They want to know about you. Just to give them the About Me section on Tinder for all of the guys out there.
Not Tinder. I'm not. This is not Tinder. But I'm 23. Mm-hmm. So what more? What?
Where are you from?
I'm from LA.
You're from LA?
Yes.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Los Alamitos, so more Orange County.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Chloe racist, y'all.
Far from that.
Yeah, Chloe, Chloe, hold on for a second. Y'all,
Chloe, you can get the mic and defend yourself now.
I'm telling you right now, she's from Orange County. What part of Orange County? Santa Ana?
No.
Where?
Seal Beach. Next to Long Beach. So it's not deep Orange County.
That's from the LBC.
Nah, the
I don't claim
LBC.
it because people from Long Beach will be like, no, you're not from Long Beach. So I know better than to say,
Whoa, Chloe had a conflicted childhood. Wait a second. So you can't really claim that you're from Long Beach because they don't accept you over there.
Well, because I'm not technically from Long Beach, but it is the city right next to Long Beach, but not many people know Seal Beach. So I always have to preface.
Last question. Did you grow up in the ravages of gang violence?
No.
Did you grow up in a low-income area?
No.
Did you grow up being harassed by the police? What? We need
You said
her,
one more question.
We need her story. Did you grow up getting harassed by the police?
No.
Are you currently being harassed by Van?
You guys, that was Chloe. We gave you what you wanted. This is a young woman that is trying to make a career here at the Ringer. Y'all gotta do better.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta do better.
Shocked.
You're shocked. All right, Chloe. Thank you. Everybody, give it up for Chloe.
Thank you for everything that you
Give it
do,
up for
Chloe.
Thank you, Chloe. You know what I'm saying? By the way, for the ladies, we got more interns back there.
Who's next?
It's your turn, G. Come meet the interns. We're gonna do
ready.
it. Yeah.
Did you see that?
Oh,
He
he
didn't even
wanted to. He
hesitate.
wanted to do it.
Didn't even hesitate. Come on down.
Come on down. We just since we doing the meet the interns thing, everybody come get on the mic. Yeah, come here. There, look at him.
You know where to stand.
Look at him. Stand over here and introduce yourself to everyone.
Yeah, how you doing? My name is Christian John Bradley.
More than ready.
Hold on for a second, nigga.
He
Hold
gave
on.
us all three.
Hold on, bro. We asked for 2 names. Christian John Bradley. This dude's too ready for the spotlight. All right, it's not. Christian, tell everybody where you're from and tell them like how the Ringer saved your life from gangs and crime and drugs.
I'm from LA, born and raised, and the Ringer gave me a great opportunity, and I'm grateful for it.
What part of the city did you grow up in?
Born in Inglewood, lived in the Valley, Van Nuys most of my life, and then now I'm in Windsor Hills.
Windsor Hills?
Yes.
Where that's at?
Like
That's
Baldwin
like Baldwin
Hills,
Hills, like
Ladera
Ladera.
Heights.
Yeah.
The jungles. Damn. That's crazy. Man, shout out to Bill Simmons for doing the Ringer Adopt a Nigga program. like when they first came you, I'll tell you the story. When they first got him, he was
Got him.
they got him. They came down. Bill was looking around. He was like, "Do you want a chance?" I don't deserve it. I got put on for my neighborhood. So what do you want to do in your life, bro?
Breathe life through sports storytelling, directing, producing. It's really like breathe life. What I do.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm threatened by him. like, I haven't felt this way since my first year at TMZ, where I had just first became the black nigga, and then every time that somebody else black that would come into TMZ, I'd be like, yeah.
Why do we do that?
We stopped. I stopped. As soon. So at first, that's how I was at first, right?
I think everybody does that.
That's how I was at first, and then I realized, I need as many Negroes here as possible, because if not, we lose. But I had that one little moment. I think we all do.
We all do. That's
I think I had that one little moment where I was like, is there room enough? But then it didn't last long enough. I stopped, and that's when the power really started to grow. For you, are you still in the interest where you like black people, or are you trying to get on at the Ringer, which means you can't like them that much?
No, not at all. I mean, like, I love my people in general, and I want us all to succeed, because I don't really believe that, like, success is a pie. I think we all can win. So, I mean, whenever I'm at, like, school or anything like that, I see young brothers or even sisters, like, I'm just trying to take them under my wing and help them out.
That's what the fuck I'm
All
talking
right.
about. This nigga buy you out.
Whoever was hired Christian and Chloe.
Christian and Chloe. That's
okay. Now I feel threatened.
Yeah, now you feel threatened.
Now
It's like,
I do too.
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. You really impress everyone. Now get out. It's our podcast. Nah, we love the interns at the Ringer, and we'll continue to put you guys on. But I'm telling y'all right now, go to their social medias. Keep you're outing yourself, okay? When you get all fucking thirsty over Chloe. Okay, last thing I gotta say is before I really want to do the story. Spencer Dinwiddie in the ref. Okay, that's what we were talking about, Corey, when I was about to ask you, because NBA fans, this ref.
Corey hadn't picked up his phone since.
Corey's over there. So Spencer Dinwiddie from the Mavericks is calling out Tony Brothers. And so he says that Tony Brothers hit him with a technical foul and then called Spencer Dinwiddie a bitch ass motherfucker. Play the audio real quick.
For what seemed to keep him irate, which was a clap. I think he thought it was disrespectful. If you watch the games, and I know that's what refs are supposed to do, you see I clap to get the attention of my teammates, things of that nature. So it was nothing personal. So as a man, I would like to say I'm sorry first and foremost, and secondarily, I would like to say not only would I like my money back, but I would like to not be called a bitch-ass motherfucker to my teammates. So if there is anybody that feels that way about me, not naming any names, they can address me personally, face to face, because no swear words were used in the direction of anybody. Personally, it was like, hey, that wasn't a take foul, or that wasn't a fucking take foul, or something like that. But it wasn't anything that was personal. So NBA, I would definitely like my money back, and I would appreciate no fine at all in this monologue.
I couldn't be more on the side of Tony Brothers in this.
Why?
I look at NBA guys curse at refs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And while I don't have a problem with it, I think if I was in the NBA, that's the kind of ref I would be.
No, there's no doubt about it. You would be that kind of ref.
You said it in a pejorative way. If I was in the NBA, it'd be like, wow, this big nigga right here. You know damn well you hacked the shit out of him. Shoot your free throws, light skin, because like literally like 30% of the league is light skin now. It's like all of those years of dating white women. like you ever watch the draft?
Yes.
It looks like a fucking.
I see the table,
you
the round
look
table.
like you watch the draft. Like I'm like Jesus Christ, and it's like his father played for the fucking Nets back in 1989, and here's his mom Barbara, and he's fucking 6'5" with the curly hair. It's like everybody's biracial.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
I love this because he said it after he gave him the tech.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it even sick.
Bitch.
I took
Bitch.
one look at Tony Brothers and I was like, he
Put a picture of Tony Brothers up. He looked like the top. Hey, that's how they should start calling the fouls. Tech. This silly motherfucker right here. Out. I like the way they throw people out of the game too. Because different refs have different styles.
Sure.
Sometimes there's like the really hype ref. Boom, get out. And then there's a ref that just goes. No, the rest of the teammates are trying to come talk to him. Don't come over here. Like everybody's trying to get an explanation. And then sometimes you'll see the ref like threaten them.
Yeah.
Like they'll look at you and be like, I'll fucking do you too. Like the whistle's right here. I'll do you too. I'll do you too. I love it. Shout out Tony Brothers, man. We're going to end on a story that is not funny at all. Police have arrested a University of Kentucky student who was caught on camera using a racial slur and physically attacking two black students on Sunday. This woman's name is Sophia Rosing. She's 22. She's white. It's before 4 a.m. at a campus dorm. She was arrested on charges of intoxication in a public place, third-degree assault on a police officer, fourth-degree assault, and second-degree disorderly conduct, according to an online record from the Fayetteville County Detention Center, which says she is being held on $10,000 bond. This is audio of the arrest and assault.
I hope. Could you stop, please? No. Could you stop? No. Thank you. I'm the most of the life. You're a nigger. You're a bitch. Oh, Jesus. I did not get paid enough for this. Exactly. And you're a nigger. And thank you're a bitch. Thank you. You're a nigger and you're a bitch. You're a nigger and you're a bitch. Yeah.
Said that over and over and over again to the young black lady that was, I guess she was operating in the capacity of, she was like the dorm attendant of some sort.
Yeah,
she goes there.
The desk.
She's working the desk. She said the girl didn't look like she worked there. And so she's now, Sophia Rosing has been fired from her job at Dillard's. As far as what the university, she's fired from her job at Dillard's. Wait a minute.
And she was like an ambassador. She
Right.
don't work. She's just
Right.
like a college rep.
As far as the university is concerned, I don't think they've taken any action against her as of yet.
As of right now, no. They've just said that they don't stand by the things that she was saying. She doesn't represent us, but nothing else has happened.
Okay, so she bit this woman and called her the N-word. Rachel, what should the university do?
They should let her go.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, when something like this happens, I always wonder what I would have done if I was in that situation.
Hands, baby.
100%.
But
Mario. I guess I hate also seeing everybody, like for the young black woman saying, oh, she handled it so well. She shouldn't fucking have to. Mm-hmm. This woman got to show her ass. That clip that we just showed is not, she was chanting over and over saying, nigger, nigger, up until,
I'm sorry. That's what it's not funny. It's not funny, man.
It's not funny, but I look over at you and you were about to.
It was the way Rachel was saying it.
That's how she said it.
It's not, guys, that's not funny. I'm serious. This is terrible. But like the way if you just isolate the way Rachel was,
my face.
If you just isolate the way, that's
what she was saying.
Okay,
and I hope I make people feel so uncomfortable when they hear me say it.
Yeah,
I saw one thing that said she said it like 300 times in the video.
God damn,
she said it over and over, even while she was getting arrested, and they were pulling her away.
Mm-hmm.
This woman does not. If I'm University of Kentucky, I don't know legally what they can do. But this girl,
there's definitely recourse that they have.
This girl has got to go because
yeah.
What can't happen is she's just able to continue her life. Yes, she's on social media. She's trending. It's embarrassing for a moment. But that black woman and anybody else who watched it and who was there has to deal with that trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's going to get to walk just the halls of this school like it's nothing, get her degree and graduate just like this young woman, black woman is going to have to? Absolutely not. This girl isn't sorry for what she did. Have we heard anything with her? Listen, as drunk as she was smart enough to not give her name to the police.
Mm-hmm.
She was arrested under Jane Doe. They eventually found her name. So she was fully aware. I don't want anybody to tell me she was that intoxicated or make excuses for her. Here's an example of to not make excuses for someone. This woman deserves everything that's coming to her and what should come to her. She got kicked out. UK, kick her out.
So, this is what I think.
Oh, no.
I'll be honest. I think that Sophia Rosing is a danger to the black people on the campus of the University of Kentucky. She engaged in both violence and hate speech simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way to know whether or not she was going to do it again, unless she has to go through significant sensitivity training, a psychological eval, in order for the people on that, this is what I'm talking about, a suspension or whatever, if she wants to go not just to Kentucky, but in my opinion, if she wants to go to any college, she should have to prove through a series of work, through an extended period of work, through an extended period of work, that she does not constitute a danger to the black students on campus. That is what should happen. And it shouldn't be something that the university comes out and says, hey, we don't stand by this. Hopefully you don't. Hopefully saying the N-word 300 times is not in the mission statement of the University of Kentucky, okay? Anthony Davis went there. John Wall, all right, a lot of guys. Hopefully that's not what you stand for. However, this university or any university that would have a student like this should be dedicated to proving to the black students of that school that this person isn't dangerous to them. She was violent and used hate speech. Same thing. That's what I'm talking about. Goes back to what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. You know what's going to happen though? The boo-hoos for this girl are going to start in T-minus 5 seconds.
Yeah.
In T minus 5 seconds, I wonder what Camille thinks about this. In T minus 5 seconds, the boo-hoos for this girl are going to start. That she was drunk, that she had a bad night, to let's not ruin the rest of her life for something she did at 22. You know what I mean? Like, all of those things are going to start. They're going to start.
Yo, her life doesn't have to be ruined for her to get kicked out of the school. I honestly think that they should scarlet letter her.
Like, put an actual N on her forehead? That would be so crazy. Like,
I think that they should fucking scarlet letter her.
Like, put an N on her?
Yeah, or something. Something.
N-word?
Yeah.
Scarlet
I said
letter.
it 300 times.
What if you
And like, make people ask, why do you have this on your head?
said the N-word? 300 is OD.
That's allegedly. That's what it was. It was enough. It was enough.
She said
chanted
it like a
over.
bunch of times.
Scarlet, that's what Scarlet letter her.
I ask white people when I meet them how many times they've said the N-word, just to get a gauge.
Don't joke. Leave him alone, Van. Corey, no.
Corey's not doing
Corey,
it.
no. Corey, no. Corey, no.
No. All right, guys. On the next Higher Learning, we're going to talk about an adorable video of Mountain Lion playing. That's going to be a big deal of the day. A mountain lion playing a shell game with a stuffed animal. The mountain lion gets the stuffed animal, and cuteness ensues.
It really was cute.
It was very cute. Okay. So here's the thing. I just want to remind people once again. There has never been a person that was more right on anything that was said on a podcast than I was about Mountain Lion. Never.
Where are you getting this from?
I almost created the contemporary idea of Mountain Lion.
What does that even mean?
What it means is that you weren't even thinking about it. And the moment that Higher Learning, one of the most important podcasts in culture,
that part's true,
started talking about Mountain Lion, now Mountain Lion is having its era. Like, you weren't around in the 80s when it was all about Australia for like a 2-year period. Like, everything was Australian. It's like people were wearing Outback hats, like, because you had Men at Work. We come from a land down under. And then you also had fucking, you also had fucking, what's the nigga, I Got a Knife? Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, Crocodile Dundee. And then later on, Yahoo Serious. There was a real Australia thing for a while. Where it was like real Australian, you know? It's like weird. That's where Mountain Lion is right now. Mountain Lion everywhere. 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 I'm watching the fucking Nuggets game. I look at the mascot. I'm like, oh shit. You know?
Just now realized that?
I just now realized it.
No, it's just that your eyes are more open to it. You know how, like,
that's not true.
You drive a Honda and all of a sudden you start seeing Hondas everywhere on the freeway, on the roads that you never saw before. That's what's happening right now with you and Mountain Lion.
Only that's not accurate because I looked it up and Mountain Lion sightings are up everywhere. The population of mountain lions. I looked it up on Mountain Lion.
Who's your source? Mountainlion.com?
So if I look it up, here it is. Mountain lion signs. There are almost 6,000 cats in California alone.
That's it?
Nigga, that's a lot. That's a lot.
In the whole state?
Reports of mountain lion sightings have increased because more people are carrying cameras and more people are outside during COVID. That's in the Redlands area. They're out here while mountain lion sightings are on the rise. October 5th, 2022. Cougar videos, sightings in Utah and the West increase with growth and drought. Rush Valley mountain lion, most recent in a summer of sightings. In a summer of sightings. These from all over different places. Shout out to the most majestic animal that's ever lived. Higher Learning is done. Take your thinking caps up.
Wow. Take your thinking caps off, but don't stop thinking.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I'll tell you guys one thing too, just to let you know. The interview that we promised you guys, we taped it today, but it's actually not supposed to run for another couple weeks. So
sorry guys, but it's coming.
But it's coming. But we did tape it today. All right. Bye guys. I'm Rachel.
I'm Van.